most of my career was spent in very male-dominated industries, in both the Canadian grain industry and in the energy industry. In both industries, both the grain industry and in my roles in the energy industry, I was the most senior woman in the organizations in which I worked. And I was the first woman to be appointed to a senior role. Similarly, I have been the only woman on most of the boards on which I serve. But that's not really important. What is most important is that when I left those organizations, or I moved up in those organizations, there were more women prepared to also move up and to assume senior roles in the company. My view always was, it's okay to be the first, but you better not be the last. It does not speak well of women who become the first and then are the only. We have a responsibility to perform our roles in such a way that leaders in the organization see that yes, women can do these jobs, can do them effectively, and we need to, for the sake of our company, involve more women at senior levels. How do we move from that exciting moment at, let's say, a graduation, to really feeling that we have fulfilled and utilized the training and the education we have? Is it more education that we need? Is it on-the-job training? In some cases, I think it is one of those two things and maybe more. But I would submit that there are some other very important pieces that propel us to success. And these pieces are really attitudes, approaches. It's about taking risks and about using risk-taking as a fundamental element for our own personal growth. And again, I'm not talking about foolish risks or about recklessness, but I'm talking about calculated risks. Often the only difference between a truly successful person and a less successful individual is not the difference between abilities or ideas, but rather the courage to test one's own abilities or to act on one's own ideas and take a calculated risk. Opportunities for growth and learning may come at an unexpected time and in an unexpected form, and can lead you in ways you never thought possible. In many instances, those opportunities will require you to step outside of your comfort zone. This can be intimidating at times, but you can be assured that every time you push the limits on your comfort zone, you will grow and you will gain in confidence. So what does it mean? It means taking on a new assignment for your organization. It might mean taking on a volunteer role. It might even mean taking on a job that you don't feel qualified for. But let me assure you, even though you don't feel qualified, there's somebody in that structure that sees something in you that has them believing that while you may not have the paper qualifications, there is something about you, about your capabilities, about your style, about your manner of dealing with issues that make you the right choice. Leaders, though, are needed at all levels of an organization, not only at the top of the pyramid. And so what I often say is, don't let your job description hold you back. A lot of job descriptions do not give enough attention to the need in the role for leadership. You can go beyond that job description and certainly make sure that no matter where you are in the structure, you are a leader. Leadership is really the ability to create a compelling vision and then translate that vision into sustainable action. So what are the essential characteristics of leadership? The first is people skills. The ability to communicate with, influence, motivate, inspire, and understand people, and the ability to relate to all types of people to form networks and relationships. It's all about the people. Conceptual abilities are important. The ability to see the big picture, to envision future challenges, and define a plan to meet those challenges. The ability to think through and articulate how the plan will impact the future. And lastly, good judgment and good character and ethical behavior. Absolutely essential in leadership. So, do any of these qualities or abilities sound like they might be strictly the purview of men? I think when you look at what capabilities are required for leadership, and particularly transformational leadership, the ability to inspire, concern for followers, providing positive role modeling, encouraging creativity, and providing an empowering and an empowered environment. Women, in fact, excel as leaders. I would like to conclude with a few remarks about one of my favorite topics, and that is mentoring. When you're looking for a mentor, look for a mentor who will challenge you in any area of weakness that you may have. A mentor is someone who cares about your development, someone who advises you without their own agenda, and someone who assesses opportunities, professional opportunities, with you in mind, and who nurtures you in meaningful ways, someone who cares about your development and your future. Think about your career as a journey through a labyrinth. You won't be able to predict today where you will end up or even what your next step might be in many cases. But be open to the challenges, be open to the problems, and above all, be open to the opportunities. With persistence, self-awareness, and willingness to take risks, you will achieve all of your goals. Add in some good mentoring, a good understanding of the requirements of leadership, and the adoption of some solid leadership practices, and you will be unstoppable. Thank you.